Legacy Motor Club escalates their legal pursuit of a third charter. It's getting messy between Legacy and Rick Ware Racing. How's it going, y'all? My name is Eric. Welcome to Out of the Groove. Lots to talk about today, and I hope you'll stick with me to the end because Ryan Truex, who is racing at Dover this weekend in the Xfinity Series race, is the two-time defending Xfinity Series Dover winner, trying to get Sam Hunt Racing their first ever Xfinity win. He joins the show in the second half. He'll be representing his home state this weekend, the New Jersey State Police, as well as the Troopers United Foundation, both featured on his race car. Andrew from Tough will also stop by to share a bit about his foundation's message, mission, how you can support, all that good stuff, so stay tuned towards the end. But we need to begin this episode with some breaking news. If you're new to NASCAR or haven't watched much in recent years, think of charters as franchises. Owning a charter not only comes with certain financial guarantees from NASCAR, but it also guarantees you a spot in every NASCAR Cup Series race. Rick Ware Racing owns two charters, charter number 27 that is currently being leased to RFK Racing, and charter number 36, which is currently being used to field Cody Ware. Before we get to the breaking news, here's some quick background info to get everyone up to speed. Earlier this year, Legacy Motor Club believed they had a signed agreement to purchase charter number 27 from Rick Ware Racing for the 2026 season. Rick Ware Racing allegedly tried to back out of the deal, which led to Legacy filing a lawsuit. Then, Rick Ware Racing countersued Legacy, saying that the deal was supposed to be for charter number 36 and was supposed to be for 2027. Those two sides have begun battling each other in court, but this is where things start to get complicated. Legacy filed an injunction requesting that Rick Ware not be allowed to sell those charters until this case is resolved, and according to recent court documents that have surfaced, Rick Ware Racing's representatives allegedly told the court that they would never sell charter number 27 unless they went out of business. Apparently that is in the record, but it gets messier because then a man named TJ Pusher, formerly of Spire Motorsports, just announced that he will be buying both of Rick Ware Racing's charters, including charter number 27. He did a whole interview with the Associated Press and everything where he said this is going to be a 3-car team, we're going to contend on the racetrack, all that. On Monday of this week, both Legacy and Rick Ware's representatives appeared in front of a judge, and Judge Daniel A. Conert issued an ominous warning to Rick Ware Racing, saying, quote, "If Mr. Pusher is saying in public that charter 27 and 36 have been sold or are in the process of being sold, that's a big deal, especially when there's been representations made to the court that there's no way this stuff is going to be sold. That's very troubling, I think, to any judge." Now you're up to speed. Today, as first noted by reporter Bob Pockrass, Legacy Motor Club is suing TJ Pusher as well. Bob's tweet reads, "Legacy, who is suing Rick Ware Racing over deal to purchase Rick Ware charter, has sued TJ Pusher, who now plans to buy both Rick Ware charters for tortious interference of contract. Pusher, former Spire co-owner, brokered Legacy Rick Ware deal." Tortious. Is that how you say it? I've never heard that word before. That last line there is news to me, that TJ Pusher, who in his day has negotiated numerous charter transactions, that he actually brokered this specific deal in question. That's news to me. Okay. My reaction, and remember, I'm not a legal expert. I do follow NASCAR very, very closely, and I'm starting to get some legal credentials with how many lawsuits have been flying through the garage the past few months, but my takeaway, and I can't remember if we talked about this on this show or on a live stream, but one of my theories when it was first announced TJ Pusher out of nowhere is purchasing Rick Ware Racing's Cup team, one of my first theories was that this had something to do with the Legacy lawsuit, maybe was a way for Rick Ware Racing to circumvent the lawsuit, to nullify it potentially. I could be wrong, but that now appears to be what Legacy Motor Club is alleging. Most things are not simply black and white. There's often a gray area. One of the big revelations this week is that, supposedly, according to court documents, Rick Ware Racing told the courts, "We will not sell, at least Charter 27, until after this case is resolved." only for them to sell Charter 27 to TJ Pusher. It looks like, again, allegedly according to this documentation, it looks like Rick Ware Racing went back on their words or misrepresented their intentions to the judge, which Judge Daniel Conert, in this instance, does call into question. So again, it kind of looks black and white, like Rick Ware backed themselves into a corner, may be screwed here, but it's probably not black and white. Again, I'm not a legal expert. There's likely a huge gray area here that both sides will continue to battle within, but that's the latest update. We know Legacy Motor Club wants that third charter. Jimmy Johnson has been very clear about that. We know that they were willing to spend $45 million to acquire this charter from Rick Ware Racing. We'll see where this goes. Moving on, let's get back on track, no pun intended, for these next couple of topics. Remember a few days ago, Junior Motorsports appeared to be teasing an Indianapolis-related announcement. Remember this video of a brick followed by Carson Quapple's signature? The press conference JRM had scheduled for Sonoma weekend turned out to just be a sponsor announcement for Justin Allgaier. This Indianapolis teaser turned into simply a paint scheme reveal for the upcoming Xfinity Series Indianapolis event. The team is throwing it back to Jamie McMurray's 2010 Brickyard 400 winning scheme. If you're experiencing deja vu, it's not you, it's them. They literally ran this exact throwback scheme at Darlington earlier this year. So nice, they did it twice, I suppose. I mean, it is a really good looking scheme. Love that it's on the one car. It looks good on the Xfinity body, kind of matches the COT better than the next gen car would for sure. So, I mean, this is cool, but I guess I feel a little misled. I'm usually pretty good on this show of not getting overly excited by vague teasers, but this one got the best of me this time around, so I apologize. I was wrong. Just a paint scheme reveal. Nothing more, nothing less. I mean, it is a cool paint scheme. We've seen it before recently. Anyway, that's the news there. Looking ahead to Dover this week. Indy's in 2 weeks. Dover coming up in a few days. I teased this yesterday. The Xfinity Series entry list is fascinating. You have Cup guys like Ross Chastain, former Cup guys like Eric Almirola on the list, but a lot of young guys in the field as well, like Jake Finch, 20 years old, son of James Finch of Phoenix Racing fame. ARCA driver, has been part-time the past couple of years, has one win at Talladega last year in Venturini equipment. He'll drive the Hendrick Motorsports number 17. Big opportunity for young Jake Finch. I've not met Jake Finch. I've watched him race a couple times in person. Obviously, can look at the numbers, look at the stats. He might be good. I don't really know. Some fans, including myself, frankly, are a little surprised that it's not Rajah Caruth in that Hendrick 17, considering he has had Hendrick sponsorship for almost 2 years now. Instead, Rajah Caruth is making his Xfinity Series season debut for Jordan Anderson Racing. I do know Rajah, actually from the early days of this show on this channel. I like him a lot. He has a win this year at Nashville in the Truck Series. Won a race last year as well. He's been good. The results have not been mind-blowing in trucks by any means, but considering the Hendrick, the Chevy ties, I am a little surprised it's Jake Finch and not Rajah Caruth in the 17. Is Jake Finch now considered a legit Hendrick or Chevy prospect? Kind of out of left field. What does this say about Rajah's development? Maybe it says absolutely nothing. Perhaps I'm reading way too much into this. I hope Rajah does well. I hope Jake Finch does well. Rajah, the 32 car, not as good as the 17. Expectations should be limited, but hopefully Rajah runs a clean race, gets some good experience, and makes a little bit of noise before it's all said and done. One other young driver making his Xfinity Series debut this weekend is LeVar Scott. He'll drive for Alpha Prime Racing. LeVar, I believe, 22 years old. He's been in ARCA as well for a few years now. I just looked up his numbers. He's finished top 10 in every ARCA start this year. That's pretty great. I know the ARCA field isn't the deepest. His cars are good, not great. He should run top 10 in every ARCA race, but no DNFs, no big mistakes, big issues. Credit to LeVar Scott doing what he's supposed to be doing in the equipment he's been in. Hopefully he can put together a respectable run this weekend for Alpha Prime Racing. A lot of youngsters on the grid at Dover this Saturday. Ryan Truex is back in the Xfinity Series once again as well. He won Dover last year, won the year before as well. Part-time schedule for Joe Gibbs Racing, Toyota. Now he's driving for Sam Hunt Racing, team looking for their first ever Xfinity Series victory. Truex will have both the New Jersey State Police and the Troopers United Foundation on his race car this weekend. Let's bring Ryan in here to talk a little Dover, a little about his time at Mexico City a few weeks ago, subbing for Denny Hamlin, and this partnership and the organizations he's teamed up with ahead of this weekend's race. It is now my great pleasure to be joined by Ryan Truex and Andrew Silipino from the New Jersey State Police, also the president of the Troopers United Foundation. Both of y'all have a huge weekend at Dover coming up. Ryan, I'll start with you. You're representing the New Jersey State Police on your race car this weekend, driving for Sam Hunt. It's a great looking car, great looking scheme. The navy and yellow match your backdrop perfectly. It's a sharp looking race car. How cool is it to get to represent your home state on track?
Yeah, it's really cool. Being from New Jersey and partnering with, the state police and the Troopers United Foundation, it's really the perfect fit, I think, for me and for them. And obviously Dover is probably my best track. And, Sam Hunt Racing is a great group that's looking for their first win, and, they work hard, fight hard. I enjoy working with them, and looking forward to having a lot of fun.
And Andrew, like I mentioned, you are the president of the Troopers United Foundation, so you're probably the right guy to ask about the foundation's mission. What does the foundation stand for?
Yeah, so Troopers United Foundation, we also go by TUF. We're a registered nonprofit, 501c3 charitable organization. We're all made up of New Jersey State Troopers that are active. And our mission is just to assist all first responders and their families going through a tragedy or illness. We also take great pride in our community outreach program, where we host and assist food, clothing drives, household goods, and we distribute them to different food pantries, food banks across the state. And we even got into the tri-state area with our community outreach as well. We accomplished that mission through hosting fundraisers, selling merchandise, and which 100% of the net proceeds benefit our mission, and right on our website, troopersunited.org.
Awesome. Yeah, I was going to ask where viewers can go to learn more or to support, but it sounds like you name dropped the link right there.
Yeah, sorry.
You got ahead of me, but hey, you're the professional. You know what you're doing. That's why you're the president of the Troopers United Foundation. Well, excited for you both to be at Dover this weekend. Ryan, I want to ask you a couple racing questions. You mentioned it. Dover, statistically at least, has to be your best track on the calendar, so I'm sure you're excited to team up for this event this weekend. Sam Hunt Racing, a lot has been made of this over the course of the year, but they're still looking for their first ever Xfinity Series win. What do you think you can bring to that car this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think it's experience. Obviously winning a few races at Dover, I know what I need in the car, and I know what I need the car to do, and I've got a pretty good idea of what the track does throughout the course of a race, and what I'm looking for. So, I think they've been on the uphill trajectory over the past few years. And I feel like, Dover being a kind of a smaller track, 1 mile track, it seems like that's where Sam's cars really exceed. Obviously they ran really well at Bristol early this year, which I think there is some kind of common things setup wise, and, a few characteristics that are similar. Obviously, it's concrete, so that's the biggest thing. And concrete tracks behave a lot differently than pavement. So, Brian Gainey, the crew chief, he was the car chief on the 20 car last year that I won in 2 times. So me and him, know each other, and I feel like we gel really well. It's really just easy and fun. When I come to the shop, it's very laid back. I know everybody. It's just a good time. So I feel comfortable with all of that. And yeah, obviously Dover has kind of been my playground the past few years. So I know what I'm looking for, and just hoping we can have a good solid weekend, and, give our partners a good run, and hopefully we're there at the end when it matters.
I think it's safe to say Sam Hunt put the right guy in his car for the Monster Mile this Sunday. I want to back up just a moment, Ryan, since I have you here. I think a lot of fans were surprised to see your name on the number 11 car at Mexico City a few weeks back. Can you talk a little bit about that experience, but also about some of the work you do behind the scenes at Joe Gibbs Racing that I think a lot of fans don't see every day?
Yeah, so I'm basically the JGR reserve driver on the Cup and Xfinity side. But as far as all of my sim commitments and things I do off the track for JGR on the Cup side, yeah, it's a lot of laps, I think I ran like 25,000 or 30,000 laps over the course of last year, which is a lot. It's a few days a week. I think it's helped me immensely. Just understand what goes into driving the cars and how you can make a difference as a driver. And working with the Cup guys, all 4 Cup guys on at JGR, and learning all their different driving styles. Obviously Denny Hamlin's a future Hall of Famer, so to get to learn from him and what he does on the track and kind of learn how to mimic his driving style and all the little things he does, that's been huge for me as a driver. So I think it's helped me when I do get on the track, being that it's a very limited amount of times. But yeah, to go back to Mexico, that was definitely a crazy experience. I said it in the media center, I wanted to have fun and I wanted to take it all in. And the kid in me that wanted to be a Cup driver had fun and enjoyed it, but the competitive side of me was frustrated for sure in practice and qualifying. My biggest thing is I wanted to work up to it and not go out there and make early mistakes and put us behind the 8-ball. So I didn't want to go into practice and sail it off into turn 1, miss the corner, put it in the barriers. So I definitely worked up to it, and obviously the speed showed that in practice and qualifying. Honestly, our pace in the race was pretty good. I got spun out 2 or 3 times and definitely had a target on my back. Those guys knew I don't race every week, so they could definitely take advantage of me more than probably if Denny was in the car. But I was proud of the pace we showed, and 23rd, I think, didn't show how well we actually ran. So I'm glad I moved forward, glad I finished the race in one piece, made it to the end, finished on the lead lap, and had pace. So definitely a lot thrown at me at once. I found out Wednesday night that I was racing, and we flew out Thursday. So not a lot of prep time. But, like you said, luckily I get a lot of sim time, so that was helpful.
Yeah, they threw a lot of curveballs at you in that one. New country, new course, rain in the first half. Yeah,
Rain,
that was
overcame
overcame a lot.
You could think of.
Yep, overcame a lot. But that's interesting to hear how your work in the sim does translate to on-track performance. Because I think fans, they look at your racing reference page and they see he hasn't run a Cup race in a decade. Who's that? What? But little do they know the experience, the reps you are getting behind the scenes. And I mean, I think you can say you've played at least a small part in Joe Gibbs Racing. 3 of their 4 drivers have won a Cup race this year, and the 4th has been knocking on the door the last few weeks. So Joe Gibbs Racing has had a very successful 2025 on the Cup side, especially. Andrew, I'll bring you back in here, looking again ahead to Dover this weekend. How excited are you to be out at the racetrack? I've never been to Dover, the Monster Mile, but I've heard so many great things. I don't know if you've been before, but what are you most looking forward to this weekend with the Troopers United Foundation?
Oh no, we're super excited. Obviously this is a perfect fit, having Ryan behind the wheel, being from New Jersey. So we're very excited, to see this car and see him race. But more just getting our message out. Our recruiting unit will be out there pushing, our njtrooper.com website. So getting it out there that we are recruiting. We're always recruiting, and we're trying to get qualified candidates to come and join us and join the state police family. And so and then on the foundation end, we're here to get our message out as well, so that we can support those that are in need, and all the first responders and their families that are going through some tough times. So
absolutely. No, it's a great cause, a great message for sure. And I will put the link to the Troopers United Foundation down in the video description as well for those who want to support, who would like to check it out and learn more. Ryan, I'll wrap up with you. What are you most looking forward to getting back behind the wheel of an Xfinity car? It's been a while. It's been, I guess, since February since you've run an Xfinity race, but you're in familiar territory. What are you looking forward to this Saturday?
Just being at Dover. Every time I walk over the crossover bridge and get to look down at the track, I get goosebumps a little bit because it's just such a cool track. For me and my family, it has so much history, and we've accomplished so much there that, it's just a special place. And when I go there, I feel like I'm home. Even though I'm an hour and a half, 2 hours from my actual hometown, it feels like home to me. And the fans are great. The fans remind me of home. Getting to see Andrew and all the state troopers and everyone with Tough will be fun, and get to hang out with them, meet everybody, just have a good time. I feel like it's obviously it's going to be very competitive. I'm a very competitive person, so is everyone here at St. Hunt Racing, but at the same time we're going to have fun with it, and it's going to be laid back. And obviously there's a lot of pressure on me to go out and perform, but I feel like with the comfort level of the track and the surrounding area, the fans, having friends and family there, having a partner that's New Jersey based, it's all just comfortable. And, that makes my job so much easier. And I have confidence in all of that. So just looking forward to going, have a good time, and hopefully it ends up well.
Absolutely. Well, best of luck this weekend, Ryan. Andrew, it was great to talk to both of you. Appreciate you stopping by, and have a great time out at Dover. Hopefully we'll catch up again soon.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Eric. Appreciate it.
Thank you to Ryan and Andrew for joining the show. Thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe for more NASCAR news, rumors, race reactions, interviews, and so much more every single day. I greatly appreciate your support. I will see y'all in the next episode. Thanks for tuning in, folks.